Okay. Anyway, it is 14/7/2021. Of course, trigonometry basically we deal with angles of the triangle, or need not be triangle. We'll deal with angles, sine of an angle, cos of an angle, and tan of an angle. We define something, and between them there are a lot of properties. Okay, all right. Now, yesterday I discussed about something about sine and cos. I'll repeat it. Okay, but before that, first of all, how to measure an angle. All right. I'm sure some of you know units chapter you attended in physics. Some of you are not attended. For 1 meter, there is some definition, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There is some kind of stone somewhere. There are 2 dots or 2 marks. And distance between them is called 1 meter, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Somewhere there is a length you fixed it. It is a stone or something. Most probably it should not change with temperature and time and heat and all that. And they called 1 meter. Similarly, if there is some stone or something lying somewhere, the weight of that is called 1 kg. Everything else is relative to that. Am I right?
Constant properties.
Yeah. So you define whatever, it's like not like 1 meter is anything great that they fix. They fix something as 1 meter, and so that there will be common measurements all over the world. That's all. Otherwise, nothing so great. Okay, right. But anyway, in the same way, angle. Okay. There are different ways that we can define. If you take 2 perpendicular lines, and Charan Teja, mute yourself. Divide this angle into 90 equal parts. Okay. Then each one of them is defined as 1 degree. Okay. That's how this angle we call it as right angle is 90 degrees. Okay. Of course, perpendicular lines can be defined some other way also, not a problem. But what is 1 degree is, you take a right angle, that is the angle between 2 perpendicular lines, and then divide into 90 equal parts. Then each one of them is called 1 degree. That is the definition of 1 degree. You don't have to write, just listen. We're not going to talk about all this in detail. Okay. There is also a system which is not so famous now. For example, you might have studied about CGS system, MK system, SI system, and all, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. We may not be using CGS system so much now, correct?
Yes, sir. We know.
Yeah. There is also, sorry, FPS also we are not using so much, right?
No, sir.
Yeah. Maybe it depends on a lot of politics also. Which country, something, they go to other countries and all, let us say. Then whatever units they use, it has to be used. For example, let us say Britishers, they conquered a lot of countries. I'm sure the education system is also somehow created by them. And whatever system they use, automatically it will be taught in the respective countries. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, there is a system where it is called grade. Okay. You take a right angle. Somebody may not like 90. What is this 90? Odd number. Okay. 90. Not odd number. It is an even number, but I'm taking 90 is not a round figure. Okay. Somebody may say take a right angle and make it into 100 equal parts. Okay. And each angle I'll define it as 1 grade. Okay. Then I say right angle is 100 grade. Right? Okay. Why 90, 100? Somebody can define a new system. I'll say take this angle, divide into 125 parts. And each angle, let's say call it as some new name, I'll use it. All right. 1 mu. Okay. 1 mu. Then I will say this is 125 mu's. 125 mu. Mu. Some. Okay. Is not okay. So somebody initially they define, everybody if is following it, become unit system. All right. So about grades we are not going to use it, but if you want you can write 90 degrees and 100 grades are equal. Okay. And
so that means they are according to centesimal and sexagesimal system, no, sir?
Yeah, correct. There are 3 systems actually. Okay. Now you take this 1 degree. I said make this into 90 equal parts, and each angle is 1 degree. That is the definition. Take that 1 angle. Okay, take that 1 very small angle. Make that into 60 equal parts. Okay. Each angle is called 1 second. May write like this. Okay. It is not the time seconds, it's the angle seconds. Okay. Take that 1 second. Okay, 1 second, very small angle. And again draw lot of lines so that they will become 60 equal parts. Each small angle is called 1 second. This is called 1 minute and this is called 1 second. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll not talk about the name centesimal, sexagesimal system and all that. Don't worry so much. First point is right angle equal to 100 grades, and we are not going to use it so much, so don't worry. Next one, right angle is equal to 90 degrees and 1 degree. Okay. You can even write in words if you want. 90 degrees. 1 degree is equal to 60 seconds. That is 60 seconds. 60 minutes, sorry.
Minutes.
60 minutes. You can write like this. And 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. You can write like this. This is not the time minutes and time seconds, angle minutes and angle seconds.
Notebook, right?
Okay. But neither any of you are comfortable with degrees. Say mute yourself. Okay. Okay.
So
Many of you are
make note of this, sir.
Yeah. This you write. Please write down. Cooper, why your marks are quite less in the recent exam?
Lack of time, sir. Sir, no proper planning, sir. That's why.
Okay. Some of you have homework pending. We are giving enough time for you to try the homework. So please submit the homework properly. Okay. Now I am going to discuss about radiant system. It is also called circular system. This is what we are going to use more frequently. So you have to become familiar with it. Okay. So before writing the third point, let me explain about it and then we'll. Circle and take an arc of that. That arc will subtend some angle at the center, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If I increase the length of the arc, the angle it subtends also increase, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can I say if I take some length and it is subtending some angle theta, if I double this, how much it subtends? Will it be 2 theta?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And if I triple it, okay, how much it subtends will be 3 theta. Okay, that means if I take this radius is R and this is L, can I say L, the theta, more is the L, more is the theta. Can I say L is proportional to theta?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, as you, how many times you increase L, that many times theta will increase. That's right. But I can also say another thing. Let us say I have a lot of circles with the same center and draw 2 lines. This is same angle. Okay. One time this is arc length, another time this is arc length, another time this is arc length, this is arc length. All of them are subtending same angle at the center, but
Yes,
they
sir.
all have different
Sir.
lengths, right? Let us say this radius is R and this radius is 2R. Can I say this arc length will be double of this?
No, sir.
Yes,
We can't.
Not approximately, it will be exactly. Okay. If you double the radius, arc length will become double. It's possible to prove. Okay. Similarly, this length, if it is 3 times, then the length should be 3 times this length. Okay. You can prove that. properly, and L is proportional to R. I'm sure in physics you do this kind of thing. If a quantity is A is proportional to B and proportional to C, you can write A equal to some constant into BC, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
The proportionality constant. Okay. And anyway, I can write L equal to R theta because proportional to this and this. I can put a constant, but I don't want to put the constant. Accordingly, I'll change the unit. Not a problem. Okay. We have a formula like this. I'll talk about it later on. But now, one thing in physics that you do commonly is, let's say you want to define 1 Newton. Okay. We have a formula F equal to ma. What is the definition of 1 Newton is very simple. You make this into 1, this into 1. Automatically, this is 1, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
The force that produces an acceleration of 1 meter per second square in 1 kg mass is defined as 1 Newton. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of other definitions physics also like that. In the same way here, I'm not taking a proportional to constant. If I want theta to become 1, L and R should be 1 or they should be same. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So theta equal to L by R, where L and R are, if they're equal, then theta will be 1. Okay. So that is our definition. We're going to talk about it.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, in but two different cases, no, sir. Concentric circles case, and here we, it's like from both those we derived this. Sir, theta is
Yeah.
proportionate to L by
That
R.
means, it's actually very simple. You take a sector, R is there, theta is there. If you increase theta, will L will increase?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Definitely.
sir.
If you increase R, will L will increase?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Now, so there is almost something like this. It's quite interesting. You take a circle of different radius. Okay. Let us say this radius is R1 and this arc length is also R. You take this radius is R2 and this arc length is also R2.
R2.
And this radius is R3 and this arc length is also R3. How much this will subtend here? How much this will subtend here? How much this will subtend here? All are same.
60, sir.
60.
No, it's not 60. It's not an equal triangle. I am not saying this side length is R1. Arc length is R.
Okay, sir. Then equal angles.
Equal angles.
Yeah. All these angles are equal. Based on our formula that L equal to R theta is there, if R and L are same, okay, then theta will be 1. Okay. But what is that 1? Is it 1 degree? No, right?
No.
Radius.
Yes, sir.
Radians.
We call it as radian. Okay. So this is a definition of 1 radian. Okay. So third point, 1 radian. Okay. Or maybe I should write like this. Angle subtended by an arc length, an arc of length R at the center of circle of radius R is independent of R. And it is defined as 1 radian. And it is defined as 1 radian. Angle subtended by an arc of length R at center of circle of radius R is independent of R. Whatever R you take, it will be same. And it is defined as 1 radian. Yes, please.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, means like you took, no, sir, R1 values, no, sir.
Yeah.
It should be like R1 is to R2 is to R1. Any ratio should be equal.
R1 can be anything, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Sir.
But
Yes, please.
Sir, up to now we were dealing we were measuring angles with degrees.
Yeah,
So
in
now
school level they taught you only
go
degrees,
to
right?
the radian.
Yeah. So what is the use of radians?
Go with degrees only.
What?
We can continue with degrees also, no sir.
Yeah, but we are going to use another scale, radian scale, extensively. So we have to know about it. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, is 1 radian is equal to 57 degrees point 60 minutes.
No, 57, 5.
Okay.
57, not 60. Maybe if you have said 50, I did not hear proper. Approximately 57.2 something. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir.
We'll discuss all that. Okay.
Sir,
Okay. So basically the basic point is, for example, all of you know, what is the definition of pi? Anybody want to tell?
Sir, pi is a numerical constant and pi is equal to 22.7.
What is the definition of pi? I am asking.
Sir, it's a numerical constant.
You know, it's correct, but that is not the definition. Whatever he said is right, but it is not the definition.
Sir, circumference by diameter of a circle.
Yes. Yeah, this somehow it is known to mathematicians, at least for thousands of years, that you take a circle, the ratio of the perimeter by diameter. You take any circle, even if you take a very big circle or very small circle, perimeter by diameter is always constant, right?
Yes, sir.
And that constant is called pi. It is not 22/7, it is not 3.14. It is an irrational number, non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. Correct? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it is actually some 3.14, something is there forever. Okay, non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. So approximately you may call it 3.14, or you may say some fraction of it is equal to 22/7. Neither pi is 22/7 nor it is 3.14. It is an irrational number. For calculations, we may use approximately this or this. But the definition of pi is ratio of diameter, perimeter to the diameter of any circle is constant. That constant is called pi, right?
Sir,
Yes, please.
you are saying that pi is equal to 3.14, no, sir.
I am not saying. I am saying pi is approximately 3.14.
So how can you say that it's approximately 3.14?
See, how to find value of pi, that itself is a different topic. There are many methods. Okay. One very crude method is you really draw a circle. Okay. Take a thread, put it around that circle, open it, find the length on the scale. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And you know the diameter of that, divide it. Okay.
Yes,
You will
sir.
get some value. But the thread that you took, okay, the where, especially ends where you cut and all, it should be more fine. Or maybe you'll study in physics later on that no scale can give you exact measurement of anything. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Why? Let us take a scale. You have something like this. If an object comes up to here, okay, it is not up to here, not up to here. What will it tell? Let's say this is 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 4 millimeter, 5 millimeter. You can say it is 4 millimeter, little more than that, but let us take it as 4 millimeter. Am I correct?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, sir.
Is the 4 millimeter right or wrong?
Wrong.
Wrong. It is
Approximately.
Approximately correct, but wrong, sir.
Yeah. One may say I'll use a better instrument, I'll find length. Still you can tell some length, but it's never right. Every measurement that you're doing is always wrong. I'll tell you why. That you use a finer instrument. Okay. Let's say you could zoom in there. Between 4 and 5, you highlighted it. The object came up to here. You drawn more lines like this. Okay. Then you may realize it is 4.2 millimeter. Not only 4, 2 more units because you zoomed in more. But still, this line has some thickness. If you draw a very thin line, it may not have come up to here. It may be little this way or little that way. Right? So is 4.2 millimeters right?
Yes.
Approximately it's the
Approximately correct, but wrong.
Yeah. Again, if you zoom in further and this is 4.2 millimeters, this is 4.3 millimeters, and my object came up to here, I can draw some more lines and realize this is 4.21 millimeters. Is it okay? still there is an error. Okay, it's actually call it as least count in physics. That every instrument has a least count, and anything less than the least count it cannot measure. So always the measurement has an error which is less than the least count, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the same way, because of that problem, your thread length may not give you exactly perimeter because you're putting it on a scale and that has a least count. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So there are other ways to find. Okay. There are by using integration and by using the limits and other methods. As we study higher, we'll find different methods to find value of pi. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So depending on which measurement you use it, you can get this irrational number up to 2 decimals right, up to 3 decimals right, up to 7 decimals right. Is it right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think it's more than at least in Indian mathematics books, very old books, more than 1,000 years. We have pi value approximately up to 10 decimals they gave, and which is right actually. Okay, 1,000 years back, which rest of the countries doesn't may not be knowledgeable. Indian people already gave the pi value up to some 10 decimals or 15 decimals.
Sir, I have doubt, sir. One doubt.
Yes, please.
Sir, what is pi capital, sir?
Pi capital. I
Yeah.
never heard it. I'll try to Google it and find out, but I need not hear it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Is it some kind of mathematical constant or something?
It is symbol, sir.
Maybe capital pi you're talking about, I think. See,
Yeah, yes, sir. Capital.
we write sigma ai means a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus a4 so on. Na?
Yes, sir. Summation.
Yeah. Sometimes we write capital pi and ai means it is product a1 into a2 into a3 into a4.
Okay, sir.
Like sigma summation, capital pi is product. All right. Anyway, so let us not get sidetracked. But one time I went to one library is there near RTC complex, near Sri Krishna Vidya Mandir school, other side. Visakhapatnam Public Library. Anybody heard of it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, it's okay. I was going there and I was trying to set. I found one book. The book on the front page only one thing is there, pi and a symbol of pi. It is embossed with the gold color. Okay, that's all. When I opened it, there was some introduction. Generally we have preface and introduction. After 2 pages, the first page of the where matter starts, it is 3.14. After that, lot of numbers are there, just digits. Okay, 0 to 9 digits. And when I turn the pages, everything is numbers only. Okay, like that, the whole book around 30 pages. Okay, is all 3.14. After that, all numbers only going forever. What is that? It is the value of pi up to some 5 lakh decimals or something like that. Okay. Regularly, there are some competitions or to check the the capacity of computers, supercomputers and all. Which computer can give pi value? There are some programs which can give pi value to more decimals. Which computer can give in less time the more number of decimals of pi? Okay, it is considered as fast computer like that. They have something like
Microfilm computer, sir.
yeah. So anyway, so there is a book like that which is giving pi value up to some 5 lakh. I don't know 1 lakh decimals. But I don't know why they printed the book. Is there any use of that? Let's say if we calculated pi value up to 1 lakh decimals. So what?
Sir, it indicates the competition around the world about that pi.
That's okay. But is there any practical use for us? Okay.
No,
I can also
no,
I can give a bowl of sand and count how many grains are there in it and keep a world competition for it. What is the use? Am I correct or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, we can talk about all those things. Let us not get sidetracked. Okay. Unfortunately or fortunately, JEE Advanced, they don't ask those questions. Okay. Pi value up to 10 decimals, 20 decimals. But I'm just, okay, anyway, why I want to get into that is, as pi is defined, in the same way radian is defined. You take any circle of any radius, whatever radius, no problem. If you take arc length of r and the radius r, how much it subtends at the center is independent of r. It is constant. And that constant is called 1 radian. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, now between the radian and degrees, what is the connection? We have to find that. Okay, before that, fourth point, if there is a sector, this is L, this is R, and this is theta. In school level, if there is a sector and theta is given in degrees to you and radius is given, how will you find this length?
So L plus 2R.
By 360.
2 pi r into theta by 360,
By
right?
360.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, if theta is in degrees, then L is equal to 2 pi r into theta by 360 degrees. Okay. If theta is in radians, let me also write area here, 1 minute. This is L, okay. What is the area of sector? If theta is in degrees, anybody want to tell what is the area of sector?
Theta by 360 into pi r square.
Theta by 360
Yeah.
into pi.
Pi r square into theta by 360 degrees. Okay. If theta is in radians, then L is equal to r theta. In fact, from this only we could define one radian, that's when this and this are equal. Okay. So when theta is in radians, simply take radius and multiply with the radian angle, you directly get L. You don't have to convert it to degrees and all. Theta is already in radians. Okay. And area of sector
LR by 2.
is
square
half
theta.
LR or half r square theta. Okay, how this came I'll explain to you, but just write these points. Everybody knows this first point in the school level, in mensuration and all, you do it, I think something, or at least maths, and this is in radians. How area of sector came, I'll explain to you. Right here, I can also write somewhere that L is proportional to R and L is proportional to theta. Okay, yesterday I forgot to give homework. I said you already know something about trigonometric identities. So from our mains material, I'll give some homework based on identities. So please try to do that today, because theory I might need today and tomorrow also a little bit time to tell beginning degrees and radians and all that. So mathematical induction, I gave too many days. I personally taught for 5 days. Solutions are given. After that also you got some 3-4 days extra in between, where it's, new students have classes. Shloka, are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mukesh, are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I sent a lot of messages yesterday. I hope you followed them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, one more thing. In your homework group, I kept a YouTube link about what is KVPY exam. Okay. And in the regular group, 2020 question paper and key and 2019 question paper and key also I sent. All right. What is this KVPY exam? Okay. Whether you want to apply for the exam and whether you want to write it, that is your decision. You can look at the paper and you feel that if you will able to write by November. Okay. Whatever. November 9th, what is the date?
7th,
I guess.
November 7th or something. Maybe November 1st Sunday, I think, every time or something like that. Okay. Second Sunday, maybe. Okay. So, normally there is an interview this year due to online COVID situation. Interview is there or not? I'll read it once again, that information brochure. Okay.
yeah, aptitude test, no interview.
Test only. No interview this year?
No, sir.
Okay. You know, normally every year what will happen, I'll tell you. But last year and this year are different because of the COVID situation. What is this is, there's one institute called IISc.
Indian
Indian Institute of Sciences, okay, in Bangalore, IISc Bangalore, okay. They don't have BTech courses, okay. Some people know about IIT and all, but they may not know about this because they don't have BTech courses in there. They have BSc courses, but not like the BSc that you do in a very small local degree college, okay. They teach BSc at a very good level, all right. And they also have MSc and MTech programs. After doing BTech, you can go there and do MSc or MTech, okay. That kind of courses are there. PhD is there. A lot of research goes on. In the world rankings also it has a very good ranking. Sometimes it has better ranking than IITs in terms of research side, but now they don't have BTech programs, okay. So they wanted to encourage people to go more towards sciences. Like if I ask any one of you, you will say, I want to go for BTech only, not BSc, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Not like pure sciences that you want to know BSc physics or BSc chemistry or BSc maths and you want to go theoretical part or research side more. It's more of technical side, maybe because people get more money easily just like that. Maybe they go for this technical, okay. It is not that these technical things became famous because they are useful or not, I don't know. But people get money, so they try to join there, all right. Even in research, some people get, some people may not get so much, okay. So anyway, they wanted to encourage people going towards sciences side than engineering side. So they started this one exam called KVPY. Kishore Vaijnanik Prayojan Yojana, something like that. Okay, Pariksha Yojana, something is there. Okay. I think some particular person gave a lot of amount which was kept in a bank, and the interest of that they use it or something like that. But it is conducted by the government itself, the IISc Institute. Okay. The exam, there are 3 levels of exam are there. One is right now those are studying 11th class, and another exam called KVPY SX or SB. That is for those are right now studying 2nd year. Also, those are studying engineering 1st year. Okay. You are going to write KVPY SCA exam. Okay. In this exam, you will have 15 plus 5 in each subject. You will have math 15 questions. You also have 5 questions, 20 questions. I think physics also 15 plus 5, chemistry also 15 plus 5, and biology also 15 plus 5. Or 10 plus 5, just check on that.
Yes.
Yes, please.
The biology also there.
Yes, biology is also there. Okay. What happens is BIPC students also eligible to write this exam. MPC people also, BIPC people also. Okay. Okay. So in the 12th class, when you write KVPY exam, at that time, out of the 4 subjects, you can leave one subject. For example, MPPC people will leave biology, and BIPC people will leave math. But in 11th class exam, you don't have a choice to leave. Okay. You have to attempt biology also. Okay. But doesn't mean you have to start reading biology from now. Okay. Before the exam, last 2-3 days, you can study biology. Whatever will in 10th class, you just revise a little bit. If you look at the question papers that I sent, look at the questions, you will see many of them are very simple. They're more easier than your maths and chemistry. Okay. That is one thing. And second thing is, all the MPC people will not be able to attend biology that nicely. And all the BIPC people will not be able to attend maths that nicely. So it is even, right? No partiality. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes.
So is it 15 plus 5 or 10 plus 5? Something I've been in a hurry, I forgot. Whatever it is. Okay. Now,
Sir, can I recommend 5 are numericals, sir?
no. This is level 1 and this is level 2. That's all. These questions are maybe little tougher than this. These may be for 1 mark and these may be for 2 marks.
So they are objective questions, sir.
Objective type. All are objective, no subjective at all. It's an online exam. Okay. It is like you have to go to. Generally, we encourage people to write in 12th class. There are 2 reasons. One is 12th class exam, the quality of questions is very good. Okay. They are as good as JEE advanced and mains type of questions. That is one thing. And always you are writing an exam in the college. So it is nice to carry a hall ticket, go to a new exam center and write and feel some tension and all that. That will be very nice, right? Because anyway, second year end, you have to write all these exams, na? Okay. If you can face that kind of exam, going to there is a huge hall with 100 computers, 100 people are writing in their own computers. Okay. That kind of tension and that pressure is different than just writing in the same classroom, same table, and exam in the college, right?
Yes, sir. Somewhat.
Okay. So whether you get selected or not, it's secondary. Just for an experience of writing an online exam, okay, you can go for it. That is one thing. Regarding the syllabus, in math, physics, chemistry, few second-year topics are also there. Like electricity may be there, okay, in physics, or in chemistry some second-year topics, okay, or some light may be there in physics. In maths also some binomial theorem or some permutation combination might have come. All right, okay. So they say it is based on 10th class, but there are few 11th class topics, few 12th class topics are also there. They did not give specifically the syllabus as such. Okay, I can send you some idea about the syllabus later on. But whatever 12th class topics are there, before the exam, some days before, we'll take some extra classes and we'll teach for those who applied for KVPY exam. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
But
Yes,
when
sir.
you write KVPY exam in 12th class, okay, it is not necessary at that time for us to teach anything because all our regular JEE advanced syllabus only will be there. All right.
Sir, what is the exam date, sir?
Exam, I think application process started and which will end by August some particular date. Exam is on November 7th.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
The fees
this,
and all
Railway
are-
has to
sir,
register.
this year or next year, sir?
This year November.
This year November. So,
Yes.
sir, we are
Yeah.
still in 11th, inter first year now, sir.
Yes, yes, correct.
You prefer us to attempt now, sir, or in inter second year?
Second year, anyway, I want you to write, that is you have to write KVPY SB. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir.
Now, those who want to, they can write. Okay. See, one thing, there are two problems. By November 7th, we may not complete all the 11th class topics. Right?
Yes, sir.
If we start physical classes, we may be able to complete, but if it is online classes, we may not be able to complete. Okay. And second day topics, we have to teach extra for those who are writing KVPY. All right.
Yes, sir.
So, if you're, that means some are like common sense, not like common sense of general knowledge, but common sense in math, common sense in physics, common sense in chemistry, that type of questions will come. All right. Okay. So I am asking you to write exam so that you'll get an experience of writing an online exam apart from the result. Right.
Yes, sir.
And second thing is, if you get qualified in this exam, okay, they select, let us all over India, some 100 or 200 or 300 students. Earlier, they used to select more students, maybe 500, and they used to conduct interview. After that, they used to select some 150 students or so. Okay. But if interview is not there, directly based on the exam only, they'll directly select some 150 students or whatever it is. Okay. For them, per month, 5,000 rupees scholarship will be given. Okay. For 2 years. And in the second year, they'll be eligible for attending a 1-month camp or 25 days camp in ISC Bangalore. You can go. They will give facility for staying there and food and all. During that 15-20 days, a lot of scientists will come and give lectures, and will be taken into some labs where in front of you some real life experiments will be done where you can witness them. Okay. You also have eligibility to some libraries which are normally you have to separately take permission for that. But if you are a KVPY scholarship fellow, you will be called KVPY fellow if you are selected. You have some entry to some libraries. And not only that, after 11th and 12th are over, if you want to join BSc in ISC Bangalore, okay, you don't have to write any entrance exam at that time. You can directly with your KVPY, you are selected for KVPY, that is the eligibility for joining there. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There is one thing. Many times they say scholarship is 5,000, but most probably you may not be able to take that money. You know why? They will say we will give that money only when you join a BSc course after 12th class. Okay? Not if you join engineering course. So after your 11th and 12th is over, only the scholarship starts. Okay? Earlier, at least they used to give during 12th class and they used to stop after you join engineering. But few years back they changed that also. That even though you'll be selected for 11th class, the scholarship starts coming after 1.5 years, where when you actually join a BSc. Okay? So it is not about scholarship, frankly. All right?
Experience.
Sir,
Yeah.
our super seniors or seniors, somebody is selected for KVPI exam.
Yeah. Every year we ask people to write. 1 or 2 or 3, 4 people get selected for interview. In that one may be get for scholarship. Some years may not be. Some years there may be more than one person like that. Okay. But let me tell you frankly, lot of coaching centers, they use it this also for advertisement. Okay. They use not only 111, 2222 and all for advertisement. Okay. They also use, from our college, this many people got selected for KVPY interview. or this many selected for this. So because of that, this KVPY became, more tougher than JEE Advanced. You know why? In JEE Advanced, how many people they'll select and they'll give rank?
10,000.
16.
No,
Sir.
they'll give ranks for at least 30,000 people.
30,000. Oh,
Okay. But KVPY people are selecting how many people?
only one or two. Sorry, sir. 100.
Okay. Yeah. So if all those are preparing seriously for JEE Advanced, if they write KVPY, all of them, those who get a JEE Advanced rank will, can all of them be selected here? No, right?
No, sir.
Okay. So after you write KVPY exam, either with preparation or without preparation. Without preparation, if you write for online experience. With preparation, if you write, you are preparing for JEE Mains and Advanced. But don't worry if you are not selected after exam or paper is too tough at this stage for you. It's not that if you are not selected for KVPY, you will not get IIT rank. Okay, IIT is they are selecting 30,000 people and KVPY are only selecting 150, 200 people. Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that website link I sent it, and
Yes, sir.
some question papers last 2 years I sent it. If you want, you can go through them, see the level of the paper. I think if you get 60% marks or something, you'll be qualified. Something like.
Sir, means like exam, we should give exam fee, sir.
Yeah, you have to apply online and pay the fees in the online one.
Okay.
Okay. I'll see in YouTube there are some videos how to apply also. I'll try to send that link. You can also explore, open the app and you can open that website and see.
Sir,
Okay. Yes, please.
if we are not selected for this exam, but we are selected for the exam, we taking class 12.
No, whoever applied for the KVPY exam will teach some separate classes for telling extra topics.
Okay.
Are you talking about that?
No, sir. What I'm saying is now KVPY SA, we are
Yes.
not selected.
But that is when you write second year, what you are going to write is irrelevant to this.
Okay.
Okay, so whether you attempted KVPY SA exam, selected, not selected, or KVPY SA exam you are not given also doesn't matter. In 12th class, everybody is eligible to write KVPY SA.
Okay.
So now we are in 11th. So for us, is it
Yeah.
SA or SP?
So you have to write KVPY SA.
SA. Okay. Sir.
Yes. Okay, sorry, it took some time to explain about all that. Sorry, what is there on the board? Everybody copied, right?
Yes, sir. Copied.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. Anybody want to give me some idea how area of circle is pi r square? How it is derived?
Sir,
Yes.
you told no, sir, the ratio between the diameter and
That is
the
perimeter. Okay. Perimeter by diameter is pi. So perimeter equal to pi d. Pi into 2r, 2 pi r. If somebody asks you how the perimeter formula came, it is very easy because that is based on pi definition.
yes,
I'm
sir.
asking you the
But
area of
yes, sir. From that formula only we can derive, no, sir.
How?
Means like, sir, if we get R value, we'll substitute in there that formula pi r square. We'll get that. So the formula is verified.
No. We are asking how pi r square came. Do you know area formula in terms of radius? You don't know. In terms of perimeter also you don't know. If you know one, you can say other. Right?
Sir, the ratio between area and R square, the radius square is pi.
And that is not so easy to prove. Okay, yes, you can say that. You can say you take any circle, ratio of area by ratio of radius square is constant, and that I define as pi. Okay, but sorry, they already defined like this. Even though both are right, they defined like this, so this is easy to prove.
Yes, sir.
But how will you prove this? If they define that, then you have to worry about proving this, right? Okay. So anyway, we have yes, please.
Sir, I think area of the circle can be derived by c square by 4 pi. I think so.
But even then, somebody will ask you how p square by formula came. If you know this formula, then only you can derive this. But how this formula came? How will you explain that?
Sir,
Yes, please.
so this formula from pi d by p by d pi, we can't, p by d is equal to pi, we can't derive, sir.
No. If you know this, you can get this. If you know this, you can get this based on this. But none of them you know. No?
Sir, yes, sir, understood.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, by integration,
Yes, correct. Who said that?
Sir, Moni, sir.
Moni, yes. The proper method is actually by integration, but you know, we use area of circle in a very school level also. And I think before even integration is thoroughly defined and all, well before that, this formula is existing for many years, right? Yeah,
Yes,
but
sir.
now, strictly speaking, we can talk about integration. We can even talk about limits later on, we'll study limits in calculus. But I want to talk about very elementary level of proof where any school student can understand, okay? I'm sure you might have learned this, might have forgotten, okay? Sometimes we call this a pizza method. Okay,
Sir,
you
now
take a
I
circle.
remember, sir. Can I say, sir?
Yes, say.
Yes, sir. Sir, we'll divide the circle into many sectors, sir. After we divide the circle into many sectors, infinite number of sectors, sir. We arrange them side by side, sir.
Yes, correct.
Yes, sir. Then we'll get a form of rectangle, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Correct.
We'll find
Like
the
you cut the
area.
pizza, okay? Yeah, you cut this into so many pieces, as thin pieces as possible. Put one piece like this, put another piece like this, put another piece like this. So this is one pizza piece, this is one pizza piece, this is another pizza piece, this is another pizza piece like this. All these pieces, okay? You can make it as the more number of pieces that you increase it, instead of these are slant lines, and there will be more and more vertical lines. But anyway, let us take a rough approximate of that. Okay. So when I put all pizza pieces like this is basically the radius, right? All these are radius only?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is perimeter.
Circumference, sir.
This is also, yeah, circumference.
Perimeter.
This is 2 pi r. So this is roughly pi r and this is roughly pi r. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So it's
sir.
like a rectangle with this is pi r and this is r. So pi r into r is pi r square. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Actually,
That is the-
integration also works in the same way, no, sir?
Yes,
It's like
you are right.
differentiating.
Yeah, in physics we learned a little bit about integration. This after all the infinite, very finite sum. Okay, small things added infinite times.
Yes, sir.
Okay, something similar. You know, different examples can be given. You take circles like this. You take circle. You know, like you cut the onion slice and open it, kind of thing. Okay. You take this what you call annular region. This annular region, cut it here and open everything. Okay. The biggest one, for example, you take a rope and put it in the form of a circle. All right.
It will be like a triangle, no, sir.
Yeah, you cut it here and all the ropes open it. One rope will be like this, one like this, one like this, one like this, one like this. Yeah, they'll be like a triangle. What is the longest rope? That is the perimeter, 2 pi r. And what is this height when you open it? R. So all this area is like a triangle with the base 2 pi r and the height r. You can cancel this, you will get pi r. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there is a reason I'm talking about all this. Okay, it's not necessary. Okay, I want to explain about half LR. Okay, you take a sector. This is R, this is R, this is L. Cut into so many pizza slices, kind of thing. Put one of them like this, another one like this, another one like this, another one like this, another one like this. This is R. Tell me what is this and what is this?
L by 2.
L by 2, sir.
L by 2 and L by 2. Correct?
Yes.
Now, what is the area of this rectangle?
LR by 2.
Half L.
L by 2 into R. That's how we get half LR. Okay? Even if you cannot cut it like a circle that way, but still we can do it. It's okay, not a problem. Okay. So that's how half LR can be understood one way. Okay. Till anyway, we'll continue tomorrow. I have another class now. Okay. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes, please.
last doubt, sir.